Taurus, it's Lynn from Tinker Tarot and Cartomancy. I'm here to bring you your October 2010 2025 reading. It's a 10, October is. And so we are going through a threshold. We're going through a doorway. We're leaving one room and going into another, and sometimes change isn't easy and we're not sure where we fit in is kind of the energy I'm feeling for you, Taurus. Not sure where we fit in this new energy. This could be a creative project, a collaboration. You could be living with other people, working in a group now. um, and maybe before you were quite independent and now you're having to collaborate with other people and agree on things. And so in I'm using the Sacred Rebels um, oracle cards, and I'm also using the Transparent Tarot as well as the Cartomancy, which is the art of reading the regular playing cards. So that's what we're doing. And in the sacred, I wanted to say ancient, because sometimes the um the the art reminds me of ancient wisdom. But anyway, oops. So first you have seen the true you. And this is really about, you know, being defined by what others think. And when they're not reflecting their own clear picture, how can they reflect to you a clear picture of yourself? So you need to think and learn who you are rather than how they see you, you know? So this is really important in this process because you are going to be collaborating, working, living something with other people. You need to know who you are in this and not fear that you don't fit in or you're not valued or a perfect fit. Then you have, what do you feel? And that's a very good question. What do you feel? You have a decision, a way, which way are you going to pick? What are you going to focus on right now? And it's hard for you to make a move in either way. You're weighing these choices. But just pick one. Just pick one and start moving in that way. And if it doesn't feel right, then stop and move in the other way. You can always change your mind. You're not, committed to something unless you sign a contract, of course. But even then, it's for a limited time, So take a step because not choosing, weighing these is keeping you from moving forward. And we must always move forward. And then you have collaborative dreaming. So this is an interesting card because we have three people. Well, actually, there's five people in this, and two are upward and two are down. And so these people see the same thing in an opposite way, in a different way. They see a different solution, a different idea, a different choice road to go forward. And so it feels a little competitive or maybe competition, something like that. And I don't think you're into the struggle, of this. You'd like it to be smoother. But I think that this is a situation that you don't need to push. You're kind of testing the waters anyway to see if this is the right move for you. You want to try it, but I think you really need to be true to yourself here and just um, just give what is part of you. We can't tell them what they should be doing, as well as they shouldn't be telling us what our part is. This is what I have to offer. And if this works for you, that's great. But this is how I do it. And this is my process. And this is what I need. I had a friend tell me that when she's feeling any kind of anxiety, she asks herself two questions. What do I feel? What do I need? You know, what do I feel? What do I need? So, those are important questions in a moment of uncertainty. So, what jumped out for you in the transparent tarot is the Ace of Wands. Here's this great idea, this great opportunity, this offer perhaps, and it really sparks your creativity. You want to jump on it. You have a lot of passion for wanting to do this, be involved in it. So the underlying energy is strong, it's creative, it's passionate, and it's for you. So don't doubt that it's not for you, because it is. Things come in our path for a reason. And sometimes at the time we don't know why. We think, geez, that's weird that I got offered this, that they want me, but they do for a reason. Sometimes what others are seeing in you, they see more than you do, even. And then you feel the pressure of expectation. It's like, oh, what are they going to expect from me? I don't know if I can be fantastic, but you are. So, in the body of the tarot, you begin with temperance, and this is trying to juggle, you know, fire and water, trying to get the balance just right. And this is our passion and our curiosity, but also our emotional, our faith and our confidence. And so, this is trying to find happiness in these two elements, which are quite opposite. And then another balance card. This is the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is that give and take, right? It's that give and take. Make sure you are receiving as well as you're giving, or you're giving as well as you're receiving, because this is what you want, this is what you dream of, this is what would be happiness to you, is equal give and take. And people seeing, recognizing that sometimes you need, as often as you give. And then there is another card of balance, a sword on each side. But there's something you're refusing to see in this situation here, okay? So it may be overly emotional, is one of the things I'm thinking. Overly emotional, and also be careful what you expect of people. Not all of them can give that, and then we're disappointed and we're hard on ourselves because they didn't give it to us, but they just were incapable of doing it anyway. And so there's something in this situation that you're not seeing or refusing to see, that you need to, you need to see the truth of the situation. Ooh. Now, in the present, which is like mid-October, maybe the first week, maybe the last week. Time is fluid, so it could happen anytime in there. You have the King of Pentacles, and this is very much like yourself, Taurus. This person feels successful. They also feel like they need something new to put their energy in. They've been successful, or you have been successful at what you've been doing. You're well liked, you make good money, you're stable, but there's something more that you want to build. You want a challenge, basically, is what you want. Not a big one, but something that sparks your curiosity again and gets those wheels turning, that you know makes you excited. And then you have the Prince of Pentacles. And the Prince of Pentacles is now down on one knee. Okay. He's down on one knee. He's slowed down his pace. He's also going in the opposite direction. So there's a balance thing again, right? I think you're being torn between a responsibility that you've had. It could be with your kids, it could be with a project or where you worked, people there. But so I feel like it's hard for you to leave this situation and move toward some new glory for yourself. But I think you're going to see the growth that you need to do at this time, because you go from the knight to the king. So there's some major growth happening here. But it's a slow process, because you know, you get things done quickly, Taurus, but when it comes to life process and change, you go slow. You take your time. Nobody can rush you. Ah, and then you have the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is now going in the same direction as the King. There's no confusion. There's no hesitation. This is young energy. There might be something you need to learn to you feel like to complete it. There's something new about it for sure. Maybe you know, you haven't done something, you haven't worked with these kinds of tools, or you've always made jewelry and now you're getting into painting or music. There's something different about your creative process in this and new that you're learning, but you're excited, you're motivated, you want to do it. And this is the beginning of getting to that king energy. The king is the master. It's the master over something, where here you're kind of, I think you have some skills already and determination, but the knight is learning or the page is learning something new in this process, okay? And of course, it is new. The 10 is a 1. It's a new beginning, it's a transformation. Also, there could be something going on with your kids here. One of them might be going to school, learning a new craft. One of them could be, like, a different one could be, if you have more than one, um, going at a slower pace right now, maybe in what they do for a career, have had to slow down, and still going strong, still moving toward it. You can't stop a knight, but it's a slower pace, okay? It's a more guarded, vulnerable pace. Um, in the future, near the end of October, you begin with the Page of Pentacles. So you have all three. No, you're just missing the Queen, actually, is the only one you're missing. So again, the page is new, this new idea, this new seed I want to plant and see what comes up, and want to provide nurturing so it will grow, okay? And and wants to protect it too. The page wants to protect their new thing, their new idea. So again, I feel like you could be learning, training, maybe teaching yourself. You could be self-taught. I feel like you've done that a lot in life. And someone may come to you and want to borrow funds, or you may be thinking about borrowing to move in this new direction, but there's something about it that feels, again, new to you, like it's a new experience, and it's what you wanted, but it's a different position than the king. The king feels he's mastered something, where the page hasn't. They're just learning this, okay, on the learning curve. Then you have the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is fast movement. You may get an offer, or you may hear about an opportunity, and you have to act quickly, move toward it. At least go and check it out, communicate. Like I said, you're going to choose a direction and go and check it out. You know, you're going to see if it has the the recipe for what you're looking for, the dynamics of what you're looking for, what you want to move toward. And I think you can handle a certain amount of dynamics, but you're going to check it out. And then look at that, the four of this is an it could be an opportunity for a new home, a new apartment. Could be an opportunity for a new business or working at a new place. This is working with others. This is usually a team or a clique or a group, which is new foundations. It's stable. It's a stable beginning for you. um, I just got the feeling that there could be, for some of you, a trade involved. You may not just a trade that you do, but trading to be able to stay here. So let's just say it's a farm. And in order to have half the farmhouse and half the barn, you need to do work on the farm. You need to help water and bring the horses in, or I don't know what it is, feed the chickens, something. And so you're helping them out because they need a hand and they have space, you know. So it's I'm not saying it all gets traded, but there might be some of something here that gets traded. I just got a feeling of that when I was talking about it. All right. So then we move on to the cartomancy. And so, what jumped out for you in the cartomancy, there's definitely a new job or a new home. Okay. And this has a lot of value. This brings you a lot of happiness. This new opportunity here, it's right here. It's funny, you have the 10 and the 1, and that's what October is. So, this is a successful offer. This could bring you more money, bring you more success, bring you more security, but it also brings you joy. Okay, is joy. And I feel like it's a long term thing. That's something that's going to be long term, not just for a bit. However, there's some doubt about a person there that is trouble, causing trouble, trying to put seeds of doubt in you, maybe in others, in the situation. And I feel like that's what's going on over here, eh? Seeing the truth there and collaborative dreaming, these two. Because, like I said, someone's trying to put an idea in your head that's not yours, either about yourself or about the situation. And so you need to really think about that and think about what it means to you, really, not what it means to them. Because they don't have a clear reflection of themselves right now. They doubt themselves, so they doubt others, you know? It ripples out, and this collaborative dreaming. So they may feel the opposite or not want to go in that direction, fight something a little bit. I feel like they have doubts, so they're causing trouble. And this is all their own stuff, you know. You don't need to be upset with them. You can just maybe think they're going through their own process. You know, they're going through their own process. But it's something around this situation, this new job, this new house, this something. This person could also just be trouble, get into trouble, cause trouble, something like that around this new situation. Okay. And I think you just let them make their own bed, make their own bed. And that means, you know, whatever they do will be a reflection of who they are. Whatever you do will be a reflection of who you are. So I've already shuffled these and I'm just ready to lay them out. Put that up there just a little bit more. And I arranged 7 piles, kind of like in a star, sort of. And I go around 3 times till there's 3 cards in each pile. And I always begin with here we are now and go around. All right. So for you, Taurus, whoa, another ace. So ace of hearts, jack of hearts, 5 of clubs. So this looks like a new relationship. Someone may have feelings, attraction for you, you may them. I feel like they're going to express themselves or start talking to you, flirting with you, something like this. I feel like this could be around work. Also, too, this could be just a friend, someone who really likes you, values you, is going to give you more maybe the responsibility, the control to choose. This is all based on your approach to the situation. Calm and cool and just be yourself. But I feel there also could be a baby, a new addition to the family coming in through a young person. You could be pregnant, or your daughter could be pregnant, daughter-in-law, something like this. This is making you happy. um I just feel like you're getting more responsibility and more valued in around your work. I think this person might be this could involve the trade too, the trading situation I was talking about, because the ace of hearts is also the home, okay? Around the home. Coming in, you have the three of diamonds, the king of clubs, and the jack of clubs. So this is the beginning of the wish coming true. This is when you see some success, but it's not the end of the journey. Okay, so you're starting to see some success, and this is probably end of the first week in October, beginning the second week. And this is with the king of clubs. I would consider this person a friend for sure, or this is you're considered a friend or friendly. The king is creative. He's able to take an idea and do something with it, knows how to take it to the next step. The king is also kind of street smart, like is hands on. I feel like the king is hands on, okay? This could be a brown or hazel eyed man, could be a woman too. They probably have brown hair. Like I said, they're fun, they're outspoken, they are solution and problem solving based. And anyway, this is some sort of friendship happening here, and an opportunity for you where you can start to see some good things materialize. Might help you financially as well. Above you have the seven of hearts, the five of diamonds, and the eight of hearts. So it's not seven of hearts, seven of spades. So the seven of spades is tears, but this is tears of joy, because you are gaining somehow financially out of a situation or out of an offer that is coming here. Five of clubs and now five of diamonds. These are both gain cards where you're feeling lucky. You're feeling like you've got good karma or something. So you're crying because you're happy. You also are getting flattered, flirted with. This is huge support here in a situation where you've gained. People are happy for you. You're going to talk about it, and you can't believe your luck. Okay. King of diamonds. This could be around work over here. King of diamonds, seven of diamonds, and the five of spades. So the king of diamonds is an older man, could be a woman too. They usually are over 50 for sure, and could have gray or white hair, could have reddish color hair or a little red in their hair, and green eyes. They also could have gray eyes or very pale blue eyes. Now, this person could be your banker, your financial advisor, someone who's financially secure, but they're older, so they have experience and they're willing to share their advice and their experience. And I feel like You either had some expectation for this person or they had for you. I'm feeling like you had expectation for this person. But I feel like there's some sort of loss of expectation here. I don't think you feel like you can rely on them, rely on their advice, rely on their um, I'm not sure, but it's something that they're saying or their vision, and it's either not being well received by them or you're not liking where they're going with your idea, with your plan, something like that. So there's a loss of expectation, of hope at some point. And I want to tell you, in every new thing we do, there's always going to be challenges, always. And so this is also a challenge, something to get around. But it's mostly of how you thought it was going to go. And then all of a sudden, life takes a left turn, and you're like, oh man, now I got to deal with this. Lots of sevens so far, too. And so this is highly emotional time for you. It's very emotional. You're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. And I have to say, there is something going on with the planets lately. I heard about an eclipse online, and then there's certain planets were aligning, and there's definitely some energy out there. This is how others are seeing you or influencing you. And I think someone's jealous or envious of you, how you look, or your luck, or, something. There's some sort of jealousy there, okay? And this is between these two queens. So the Queen of Clubs and the Queen of Hearts. These are both nice people. These are both nice people. But, there's some sort of rivalry or maybe underlying rivalry, or perhaps someone's jealous of your friendship, because this looks like a friend, and it could be sisters, it could be relatives here. There could be rivalry in between these sisters, friends, co-workers possibly. I'm feeling a little more family dynamic here, but it could be. I definitely suggest it could be someone you work with. But I think whoever the jealousy or envy is coming from, you got to just dismiss it. That's their problem. I don't feel that. I can't stop being who I am because they don't are not confident about who they are. I can just be kind to them, and that's it. So you just have to move forward in that way. Hmm. Have a lot of people around you. I see young people around you. I see mature people, older people around you, a lot of women around you. And here you have the other two queens. Look at that. Two of them here, and then two of them here. And this is in the foundation, okay? So this queen could have a chip on her shoulder. She could be ticked off about something that happened in her past that may have nothing to do with you, may have to do with her mother or her sister, or, something there. She wants to heal, she wants to feel better, but there could be a cold edge to this person. This person could have dark hair, dark eyes, dark features, perhaps. She's very straightforward and serious. And it looks like this looks like a family reunion, a wedding, or some sort of gathering. And maybe the old gang or group gets together, perhaps. But this is, it could be also, you could work together in a place that helps people, helps the elderly, helps kids, helps in social work or healing, doing some sort of humanitarian, possibly, okay? Now, this is an older person, more mature of the two, okay? And that's why I say it could be a mother figure. This king back here also could be a father figure, but she's older, she's over 50, she's mature, she's wise. I think she tries to share what she knows, her experience, her knowledge. But I'm not sure if this person, I think even though they love each other, they're close, they might respect each other, this person may have a hard time, like their reaction might be, oh, she thinks she knows everything, you know, that sort of thing. And she does know a lot, it's worth listening to, because later on you'll say, oh, I hate it when she's right. But these two, now these two people could be coming together. You could meet someone at a gathering, a friend's party, a family, ceremony or party, get together, and you could be quite opposite, okay? Both serious people, but opposite in how you maybe deal with people or how you communicate, but there could be attraction there, and it's something stable that could be built upon, all right? Possibility. And this has already happened. You've already met this person, or you know this person already. Um, it could be like when someone comes back from the past, you see them again, they return, kind of thing, and you see them at this gathering. You also could be planning this gathering together. All right. You have the 10 of clubs, the 9 of clubs, and the king of spades. So this is at the work site, is where this is happening with this 9 of clubs. And it looks like there's some sort of completion in an area that you were working before. So you could have been, you know, putting the headlights on a car, and now you're doing that in the painting department, or maybe you've moved up to manager, maybe you've, because you have a lot of experience, have put a lot of time in, a long commitment, and so there's something, it could be something more long term that's being offered to you at work. And then here we have the king of spades, and the king of spades, sometimes I see the king of spades as a lawyer, someone who fights, is good at debating or arguing for something, believes in what they're doing and what they say. Also, this the queen and the king both could be single, separated, widowed, divorced. They're usually come out of a relationship, all right? So that's another thing, there's a relationship that is complete there, and they're looking for their next thing. So again, the king can be a little harsh, a little cold, a little serious, but very good creative ideas and successful. As far as their reputation, may not be rich, but everyone values his skills or your skills. Okay, Taurus? So, geez, like, there's a strong possibility you could be moving from where you live into a better situation, but I feel like there could be a trade-off. You're definitely around people. You could be moving in with this woman. You could be friends. It could be your aunt, your grandma, who knows. So, or you're getting this opportunity. So I can see a lot more happiness, stability. I think there's still some trouble involving someone in the lurking around, but for the most part, this new direction, this change in your life is going to bring a lot of happiness to you, a lot of contentment for you, and some welcomed challenges, like gets your mind thinking, and you really like that. It's very stimulating, very stimulating. So, Taurus, you'll have to let me know. I'm very curious, and I'm very happy for you because it looks like you're moving up in the world. For sure. All right. See you later, alligator. So happy Halloween, and happy Samian, to others who celebrate that. And this is big on the transformation situation. So big change and just flow. Go with the flow. All right. Bye now.